Welcome back to the Sound for More channel, and welcome back to another tutorial on Mela. Today I'm going to show you how you can create a sidechain compressor effect using just Mela. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe, as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Additionally, if you would like to support what I do, please do make sure to check the instruction contained in each video description. Thank you again. So we are inside AUM and let's create an audio channel. And we are going to select as an audio channel ISM, but it could be anything else. Let's connect the AUM keyboard to it, and you can see we have these AUv3 Synth, and let's say that we have been playing with it. Sounds great. And now we want to add that pumping effect, or that sidechain effect. And let's say that we want to derive that from a drum. Normally you have a drum track that control the volume or level of the volume for this synth, in this case ISM. And let's say that we have something like Digistick, why not? So we created a new audio channel and loaded Digistick 2 from 4 pockets, which I definitely recommend. Now we link it to the host like that, and we create a bit of a pattern like so. Okay, and let's play that. So now you know how that pattern sounds. Let's mute that as well, so that when we play, you don't hear it. Okay, so we go to insert an effect and we search for Mela. There we are. And we add that in. Let's expand it and let's maximize the window. Let's move to the right here so we have an init preset. Let's add a lane, and in this lane we are going to have audio in and out. Now if we press again some keys on the keyboard, the audio is coming in here, input number 1, and is going out, of course. Next, we have seen in a previous tutorial how we can add here as a multi-bus audio unit instance Mela again. So we can open it, and there it is. Okay, so we click to add another lane, and now what we are going to do, we're going to take the audio in like so, but we're going to select a different input, input number 2, which will be the input to here where we have Digistick 2 running. Okay, so now that we have done that, what we are going to do is click on the plus sign here, we go to modulator, and we are going to use the envelope follower. So the envelope follower will show you what is coming inside input 2. So if I press play, you can see it's going up when it receives that sound level for the kick drum. So it creates that pulse view. Again, if you don't know how to use it, remember you have a help here, which is really great. It says here the module generates a unipolar envelope modulation signal. So that is important to remember, is unipolar. Okay, as you can see, is no positive and negative. Now you can adjust how long it will hold the value at the top here, like so, you can see. And that changes, of course, the envelope that is generated. You can change the mode from pick to RMS as well, if that is what you wish to do or use. And then you can change the attack. As you can see, if you have a greater attack, it takes longer to go up in terms of level, and therefore it changes the shape of the envelope that is generated, which is used to modulate. And the same on the release. You can increase the release. You see it takes longer to slow down or let go. Of course, you can set the release and attack very low to have these pick like so. When you've done that, you need to set your target. But in order to set your target, you need to set something that you want to change as a target. So we go here before the audio output, we click and we select insert, and then we go to audio processor. We go right at the bottom and we choose volume. Now we go back here to the target and we choose as a target volume and volume again. And then we set these to go -100, okay? You can see is happening here, is changing already the volume. Now, if we play, you hear it a bit, but not a lot. So let's change in roughly here 3/4 or just a little bit less. So as you can hear, is changing or decreasing the volume based on the rhythm, which is established by the Digi-Stick 2 button. And you can see it here. Now, I've shown you how to do that, changing the volume, but perhaps that is not what you want to do. So let's click here on the three dots and let's select replace. And we're going to replace these with, let's scroll down here under audio processor, with a vintage analog or volt analog filter, okay? And instead of changing as a target the volume, we're going to change the frequency. Again, we set it to -100, and we set it something like that. And let's try. Different effect, right? And we can increase the resonance as well here. So very, very different effect. Remember that you also have a help here if you want to use it. And by the way, it is virtual, not vintage or volt, virtual analog. Okay, that's what the V stands for. So that's one way to actually do it. Okay, so of course you can change the frequency and the resonance as much as you like, and also the type of filter there as well, and therefore you can create a different type of effect. Now, you could also remove Digi-Stick 2 here and add again Mela, right? Now, let's say you don't have a drum machine. So what can you do? Well, you can use Mela. Let's set the ini preset here. We add a lane, okay? And let's add an instrument as a template. Okay, so before the MIDI-to-Poly, let's insert under MIDI processor a note pulse. Then after MIDI-to-Poly, okay, we are going to add, first of all, an amp envelope. And before that, we are going to add, oops, there we go. Here we go, a virtual analog oscillator, okay? So this is pulsating and generating the 4 notes. Let's open up this instance. Again, you can see it's having the same effect. Now, those are pulses which are generated by the note pulse here module. Now, what you could also do is add, if you prefer, on the MIDI processor a Euclid. Again, if you never used it, again, reference to the help, it converts incoming MIDI notes into Euclidean rhythm, and it's really good. You can set effectively the number of pulses, steps, rotate them, have accent as well, set them velocity, shift them, and then sync as well. I had to adjust here the gate on the note pulse, otherwise it will not properly work. Okay, it's because it cuts the gate too early. And now, for example, you could change the number of pulses, like so. Again, you don't need an external synth. You could use Mela for that as well. So we load Mela here instead of Isen. And of course, we connect it to the AUM keyboard, and we choose a preset, which should be a pad, and just choose one and see what it sounds like. So as you can see, different ways that you can use Mela. Mela as a synth, Mela as generating MIDI events, and therefore pulses in this case, and rhythm using Euclid, or we have seen it how to use it in conjunction with Digistack, and of course we used the envelope follower here to actually drive modulation against the filter and previously against the volume. Or you can do combination of all of those as well. So yeah, lots of different options. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and as always, see you next time.